But what you really need to know before you decide to marry a woman is, does she need you?
And how do I know if I feel needed by her? Or how do I know if she's not one day not going to need me anymore? Like, I'm married for 5 years and one day she's like, sorry, I don't need you anymore.
Well, yeah, that can happen.
Right.
Yeah.
It could. It really could.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do or say to prevent that, I
Yeah.
believe. I can be the best husband ever.
Yeah.
Right.
So they do need us desperately, but they can't admit it. Or they show it in strange ways. Our friends need us, but they're too proud to say it.
Wow. I feel that way. I try to go out of my way to message and call friends, and they're like, yeah, what do you need? I had this recently with a friend. I visited him for like 15 minutes, and after I visit him, he's like, okay, let's cut to the chase. Why are you here? And I'm like, honestly, I just came to check on you and say hi. He got up, he gave me a hug. He really couldn't believe it. And I do that because I wish somebody would do that to me sometimes.
But in the end, did he need you?
Of course, yeah. Wow.
So if we stopped thinking of our needs
Yeah.
and started thinking of our being needed,
Yeah.
we would be perfect.
Okay, so speaking of other people, if I were to go on a date after this show, which I am, maybe I'll cut it out or not, but I am going on a date, and I'm a little bit torn apart. From one side, I feel like I'm looking for the external, clearly. You know, there should be beauty and validation, and I should feel needed and loved and wowed and excited and comfortable and secure. And from the other hand, I know that there is more, and I know that it's a giving, you know, as the Rebbe speaks, as Manis speaks many times. So, like, you're giving in the relationship, and that's what it is, and how holy and sacred it is, and how you don't ask questions, and how you don't invade her space. That's where it gets challenging and tough. That's probably the anxiety in me, even going to meet this girl. So, how do we balance together those expectations and what marriage really is?
So there's nothing wrong with starting off on the outside.
Okay.
Right? I mean, what else? You don't know anything else about her. All you know is what she looks like.
Right.
So you check that off the list.
Right.
Good.
Yeah, I heard the Rebbe actually speaks about attraction, that it's very important.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you don't like the way she looks,
right.
It gets in the way.
Clearly, yeah.
So she doesn't have to be the most gorgeous.
Yeah.
Her looks have to be pleasing to you.
Okay.
Then it's not a problem. But you're not marrying her for her looks. You're marrying her, and her looks are not a problem. It's a very different attitude. But what you really need to know before you decide to marry a woman is, does she need you?
Yeah, that's what I always feel. That's always the biggest question.
Will you feel needed, not needy?
Right. And how do I know if I feel needed by her? Or how do I know if she's not one day not going to need me anymore? I think that's even more discouraging. Like, I'm married for 5 years and one day she's like, sorry, I don't need you anymore. I don't like you, I don't love you.
Well, yeah, that can happen.
Right.
Yeah.
It could. It really could.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do or say to prevent that, I believe. I can be the best husband ever.
Yeah. But if you do it right, it doesn't happen. Divorce is not necessary.
Well, we're at 50%.
Yeah, because we're good. We're better at divorcing than marrying.
Yeah. No, it's pretty crazy. It's risky. Going into a marriage knowing that you have like a 50% chance of it not working out, no wonder people don't want to get married.
And it's just going to get worse.
Right. So what do we do over here?
Because we're becoming more and more needy. You can't be married to a needy person. They're too busy.
Right.
They're married to their needs.
But I feel like I want to get. I feel like I'm an important human being and I want to get. I want to get validation. I want to get love.
Well, if you're
and I want to probably get the feeling of being needed. That's the most thing that I want to.
If you're so important, why do you need validation?
I don't know. Then
It's a
again,
contradiction.
my life is. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Is my podcast only to get compliments and not to give information to people? That's what I tell myself.
Right. So if it's only to get compliments, then you're miserable. You're not a happy person. You're a beggar.
I would say it's like 60-40.
Which way?
I love getting compliments. I
That's the
love.
60?
Yeah.
Uh,
And
so,
40 I want to give to people.
so
People always ask me that. I say the two reasons why I have a podcast is number one, because I love to express myself. It's important. It has to come out of me. I have to do creative stuff. The second reason is I want to inspire people.
switch
I
it.
want. Okay. All right.
Switch inspiring people to the 60%.
Okay. That's all? The 60-40 ratio is okay?
Yeah.
All right. I really am perfect.
No, you're not.
I mean, I really am not perfect, and I don't have to be.
That's right.
Wow.
Hashem comes to us at Har Sinai and says, "You are miserable, difficult, petty little creatures, but what you can do for me."
Wow.
That's the greatness of Hashem.
Yeah.
He can find such meaning in meaningless little people.
Right. But it's fair to say that most people do not have a relationship with Hashem. They work on a relationship with themselves, maybe, a relationship with a spouse and kids.
That's why we're miserable.
Now, how does one work with the relationship with Hashem when we know Hashem is the best listener, but He doesn't talk to us? He only shows us stuff and things and messages. You can see Him all over, but a relationship is, I feel like it's difficult.
So let me say the most controversial thing I can say. Okay?
Okay.
The Zayde says to you when you're a child, wake up, it's late. You say, late for what? Late for the minyan. You have to catch the minyan. You say, I don't have to, leave me alone. No, you have to. You say, I don't have to, warm it up. Who's right? It's like saying to the boy in France, you have to call your mother. No, not true. When the boy says, I don't have to daven with a minyan, I don't have to keep kosher, I don't have to do anything. He's right. He doesn't have to. He doesn't need to, doesn't have to. What's going to be? You're going to suffer. You're going to get punished. Oh, so not I have to daven with a minyan. I have to protect myself from punishment. This is called Avodas Hashem. This is a relationship with the Eibishter.
Okay.
So it always happens. The Zayde says, you have to. You say, I don't have to. They says, es brennen in Gehenna. Oh, here comes the threats. So what does that have to do with the Eibishter?
Well, according to him, there is a Gehenna. I know
There
according
is.
to you, there's no Gehenna really, but
There really is.
I mean, there really is, but it's just you don't feel
But
it.
that's what you're...
You're right. So yeah, Gehenna can be tough. I don't know
And
what.
that's why you should behave yourself.
So you're saying that we are born and we are told the wrong concept of the relationship?
Completely. And it makes the Eibishter sound like a terrible dictator.
I don't know why. I keep on asking myself, why was I told so much about Gehenna, about burning like schnitzel and stuff like that?
Right.
I don't get it. No wonder people are scared and have anxiety.
And rebel.
Right.
Stop threatening me. I hate it.
Right.
So what should a grandfather say?
Okay.
The grandfather should say, wake up, wake up. The Eibishter is waiting for you.
Wow.
He needs you, not he's going to punish you. If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic, and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there's a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it. We have a Sunday night program for VIPs that you might be interested in. It's informal, it's questions and answers, it's conversation. It's really relaxed, it's really pleasant, enjoyable, informative, and kind of community-like. It's a Sunday night program, there's a Wednesday morning program for the VIPs, and there's a Wednesday night program. All of it just conversation, casual, laid back, unscripted. So join us, take a look, click the link below, and see which of the three suits you best, and join us for some enjoyable conversation.